Hi there guys, this is a redo of this video. I realised I had my credit card on the table last time I was doing it, so that wouldn't have done you a lot of good, but I thought I'd redo it. And so this is, I've been sent this stuff, I didn't buy it, this is a CPE networking bridge. And so, as it says on the box, you can use it indoor or outdoor. And I'm not really sure whether AI applies to this. People just put that on everything nowadays, don't they? To make it seem a bit more interesting. Made in China. This is marketed on Amazon for around £200. And it's branded as AdLov, ADLOVE. And this kind of thing is useful if you've got a let's just zoom in on that a bit. So if you've got your house here, say, okay, where your phone line comes to, and then you've got your router here downstairs, okay, and then say if you've got a little you've got a garden, and then you've got a little hut maybe down the other end of the garden, which you want for garden offices or something like that. A lot of people work from home at the moment, and the numbers increasing. You might use this. You put one unit on your house and one unit on your garden office, and then the idea is that you just connect your router to the network bridge, and it will beam the internet down to your garden office or other outbuilding, and then you will get you connect a wireless access point in. Let me see if I can show you one of those. So here you go. This looks a bit like a router, doesn't it? But it's actually a wireless access point, okay? You basically would take the signal coming out of your CPE wireless network bridge, you put it into the back of a wireless access point, okay? And these can be a little box which you just plug in, similar to this. It's not quite right. This is a wired power over Ethernet adapter. But you can get these little aerial poking out. You just poke them in the wall, put your input signal into there. Bob's your uncle. I mean, I've tried using these before I've tried using these wireless bridges before, and what I've always found better is either a cable. Most people seldom have a garden which is over 50 meters long. That's quite a big garden. And I think in our case, I'm using a 100-meter Ethernet cable, which is as long as you can go, I think. Which then, in the scenario I've got here, I've just run a cable from one place to the other, and that's been super reliable, no problem at all. And when I tried to do this in the past, I wasn't quite sure whether I'm doing it right. And opening up this box, pretty sure I wasn't doing it right, because I only had one CPE unit. So anyway, let's open this up. I've already opened this up, so it won't be what it looks like, but I haven't taken anything out of the box. So it's probably not wrapped up correctly, but this will be what you get. So inside, we've got one CPE unit, branded as described as AdLov. Just zoom out a bit. There you go. 2 CPE units. So last time I bought one of these was a CP Link one. What are they called? TP Link, which are quite a good make. These are not CP Link, they're AdLov, but you can see there's 2 in the pack. And when I bought the one last time, I only had one, and my understanding was that I would just direct it towards where I wanted to use the internet, and then use one of these things to pick up the signal. Now, obviously, if they're supplying 2 in a pack, that's not the right way to go about it, and rather confusing of TP-Link just to supply 1, I suppose. But so this might be more successful. So there's a little flap on the bottom here. Let's see if we can get that open. Tricky. What we got here we can use. A little Anki, can we wedge that in? That's done it. All right, there you go. So you've got a little weatherproof, just looking at that seal around there. I presume it's sealed for water, I'm thinking. And in the bottom there we've got our, you've got gigabit Ethernet and normal 100 megabit Ethernet. You've got a 12 volt adapter, a reset button, and also display AB. Not sure what that's for. Maybe we'll put the channel in. One of these might act as an A unit and the other a B. Anyway, that's that. And also in the box we have a power over Ethernet adapter. So basically, instead of supplying 12 volt DC, which would be a bit inconvenient, what you do, so you'd have your wire coming out the back of your router, that goes in one side, wire coming back out, which could be quite a long wire, and then it will go over and connect to this with Ethernet cable. And the power from this adapter will travel through the Ethernet cable and it will run this thing. So you only need one cable which actually connected to this thing, which if you're drilling holes in walls and things like that, is a bit of a benefit. So that's what you get in that box. And what have we got here? Oh yeah, so in here, this is the mounting brackets. So it's empty. So we've got some Jubilee clips here. So that's that'll go through there and attach that to that. I mean, these are nice big chunky brackets actually. And they've got a sort of pole mount here, that would go around a scaffold pole or something, or some similar diameter tube. You can take that off if you want and just mount it directly to a wall through these 4 holes here. We've also got a couple of short Ethernet cables. They actually came out of the other box, okay. And then we've got an instruction book. So this looks okay. Pretty good. What's this? Switchy. Oh, there's that little display panel we were looking at earlier. Set master bridge AB. You switch it from one side to the other. That's to switch it from, so it looks like you've got 2 settings on there rather than channels. The bridges are pre-paired. Just connect the PoE adapter and it will auto pair in a few minutes. You can also adjust the channel. Set the master slave bridge. Set master bridge, switch AB button to A. Set slave bridge, A button to B. So is that if you're running two bridges in parallel, maybe for redundancy or something? Don't know. But a fairly typical use of these is for security cameras. As you can see, they've got in this example here. So here we go. So this is the master bridge, is the one which comes from your networking source, and then your slave bridge is one where it is used. So it's kind of end of the line working outwards. So this looks like, I've seen quite a lot of strange instruction books over the years, and this one doesn't look too bad actually. Has it got like a interface where you can log into it? Oh yeah, so here you go, look, it says log in via browser. I always like this if it's got that. Sign in, admin, and then, here we go. So here's the little web interface, which looks quite good, doesn't it? What have we got options for then? Network map, network traffic, bridge set, ping dog, advanced setting, mask. So if you're familiar with networking on a sort of small scale, you should be familiar with most of the boxes you've got to fill out here, although it does look a tad more complicated than I'm used to. But you can schedule the network when it's on and when it's off, which is quite useful. And on and off certain days, put your broadcast name in. You can hide that if you want to. Wireless modes. Set the channel for the radio. So yeah, so this looks okay. And would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. No, I would get a cable. I would 100% get a cable if there's any way of using a cable. And if I couldn't use a cable, would I buy this? No, I wouldn't buy this. I would buy a TP-Link one or a Netgear one, because the thing is if you're trying to fault find, I mean, if you're an absolute pro at networking and you'll find just, you completely understand the whole thing of how it works, which I don't, then you could perhaps fault find problems with this on a mixed system with lots of different brands, no problem. But the thing is, Netgear and TP-Link, they have numerous like widgets which you can install on your phone or your computer, apps or pieces of software or whatever, and they will like help you find the fault with your network if there is one. And over the years, I mean, we've got for a home network, I suppose ours is relatively complicated. And over the years I've got in some right pickles with it, and spent half a day, a whole day trying to figure out why our internet isn't working in certain areas. And although I can't really remember a time when it was definitive, I found that the things offered by the software, which is offered by, say, TP-Link or Netgear, at least shows you visually what's going on and also what's connected and what isn't. And if you didn't have that, then it would just make your life more difficult. So an unknown to me brand of networking gear, I probably wouldn't do it. It's not a cheap system. It's well over 100 quid, getting on for 200 quid, I think, from memory. Yeah, I think the price needs to come down a lot, or I would just get TP-Link or Netgear. I mean, I've actually, most of my gear now is TP-Link, because I had Netgear stuff for years, and when did I start swapping away from them? I think it was, we had some Powerline networking gear, which is this sort of stuff here. So this is a TP-Link Powerline network adapter. And when I replaced our whole setup our whole Netgear setup, I switched over to TP-Link. I just find the user interfaces easier to use, the support's better, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I would probably just keep buying this, to be honest. TP-Link is a good price point, and to be honest with you, you could get, I think I paid the same price for my TP-Link CPE one, which didn't work, but that's probably my fault. I think was 60 quid for one unit, so if I got two of those, it would probably still be cheaper than this. And I don't know what the range is of this. Maybe it's a more powerful unit, but yeah, like I say, I got this, sent this for free in exchange for doing an unboxing video. It looks to be fine. The interface looks fine. It's probably would do everything that I wanted it to do, I should imagine. But to be honest with you, at the moment my network is working and I'm not going to touch it with a barge pole, thank you very much. So if I needed to get, there is one outbuilding we have which I quite like internet in, which doesn't have it in there at the moment, but and currently I just use my hotspot on my phone when I'm in there watching telly or whatever, but it's not, for my mind, it's not worth the hassle to set this up really. And so I'll probably yeah, I probably won't be using it. But anyway, it looks like an okay piece of equipment, and I can't say it probably works fine, but I prefer cables because for me that is something I can invest half a day in doing, like badly burying a cable, and I get some exercise, and more importantly, I definitely know it will work at the end. So that's why I use a cable. This is less certain, and therefore I'm probably unlikely to do it. Anyway, I hope that's useful. And I'm sorry to people that sent it to me. I couldn't be more positive about it, but it seems a good bit of kit, I suppose, but I would probably recommend on bringing the price down quite a lot, because at the moment it's more expensive than well-known branded equivalent. Okay, cheerio, bye.